Welcome, race fans, back to SVR. This is the Rookie Division Round 4 of the Championship. We are at the fabulous and colossal Weathertech Raceway, Laguna Seca in California, on the west coast of the United States for today's race. I'm very pleased to welcome you all. Thank you for your patience here. Hi to VR Hot Laps Inks, who were competing for their positions on the chat leaderboard straight away. Hi to Zenith as well. And we have anybody else in live chat here? Wask is watching, Oscar as well. So hello to all of you. Good to see you all. Oscar is already in the cockpit and progressing around the lap. We're only 2 minutes into the session. Oscar has the fastest lap ahead of Podium or Hervas, Taff, Jazzy Beats, and Irish Liquid. Now I believe that if I change this to their normal online IDs, yeah, then it kind of messes everything up. It messes as many drivers up as it does get it correct anyway. So hi to Admin, who is here. I presume that's Tequila, cheering on his nephew Oscar, as Oscar, the only driver into the 1 minute 20 region at the moment, running through. We'll go into the current standings in the intermission in a few moments' time. But apologies, I was a little bit late, and it looks like qualifying was a little bit late to start as well. But I had a preceding engagement earlier on, another booking. Here is Zenith as well. Thank you for the foam finger, Zenith. Appreciate it. And as we run through then to finish the lap, in fact, what I probably should do is grab hold of my track map here, because I haven't memorized Laguna Seca. It's not somewhere that we generally do a lot of sim racing, but looks like I haven't even got one. So there you go, won't be doing that. So we'll be making up names for the corners through the course of today. There's one obvious one out there. Taff is second position. He's just taken Hervas's second place and his front row. Just to remind you, not everybody gets to watch the Grand Prix live, especially if you're busy if you're busy commentating. So please, no spoilers today on the channel. If anyone does anything to spoil, I will just turn live chat off. I won't be able to interact with you. One of my very few remaining pure pleasures in life is watching an unspoiled sporting event. Hervas, the Spaniard, then over the crest and in towards the famous corkscrew we go now. Can't wait to watch this on the trackside camera, but unfortunately that would have been very nice to watch on the trackside camera there for a moment. Everyone in S1 and S2, but not everybody watching the S1 and S2 races, Vader. I'm sorry to say. However, it could well be that they start the race and then they postpone it, and it's just on again, off again, and it might be the kind of race that's better to watch from highlights anyway, or via recording, so you can skip all the waiting around. Who knows? Riz back into the pits. Oscar's staying out at the moment, and is he staying out? He is staying out. Down we go into the final corner then, and around this one. A very scary racetrack for rookies to be racing in round 4 of the championship here. Well, Vader says we don't need F1 when we've got S1. Yeah, absolutely. We do still have a slightly bogus boost element to S1 as well. But I don't know. I think this season, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a little bit fed up of electrical boost deployment in motor racing, and I think F1's probably killed it for me, but it's just everywhere, and I would just so much rather we had straightforward race cars. I even, you know, I wouldn't mind if the software just delivered enough power through the whole lap and it didn't tail off, or it tailed off very, very gently in the final 15% of the battery or something like that, but I'm just getting really fed up of it all. Ruining good racing. I'd far rather watch a race without overtakes than watch one with 47 pointless ones. Here is Oscar, 2/10 of a second back. And yeah, Vader saying WEC has the best use of the hybrid system. I even got an amen there from Wask. Oscar, Still 0.2 of a second faster at the moment, but not on that particular lap. This is an outlap for Taff. Where is Hervas? When we read Podium, read Hervas on the top left of the screen. Apologies, I didn't get Hector set up in time for us. If there is a lengthy intermission, I'll try and get that figured out for you. And I'm also trying for S1 to get 5 driver POVs up like I did in G1 last week, but it was a little bit hastily arranged for me, and it relies on all of the same drivers, 5 of the same drivers streaming that streamed last race, so try to pick the most reliable drivers. Through turn, I want to call this one turn 2 and then turn 3 now, as he gets a personal best but not the best. Taff, he's looking for 0.2 of a second. He's got about half of a tenth so far into turn 4 and then up the hill. Should be able to just lift and a tiny drop of speed through here. Try and catch that curb on the inside. Didn't quite make it from Taff this time. Through 5 and climbing up the hill in towards the famous corkscrew. A little bit of traffic ahead. That horrible finger flick in the air glitch that arrived in November last year stays on these open cockpit cars, and he's treating this race car and racetrack very roughly. Taff, he's absolutely trying to maximize this. Look at the closing speed on the way into the final turn. Taff with every bit of slipstream he can muster out of Jazzy Beats Team Orange car. Crossing the line, Taff, it's 0.6 of a second to the worst. Let's see how Hervas is doing on his lap as we get into the final minute of qualifying here. Laggy Taff says, dummy, yeah, absolutely. Hervas not going to be happy with his qualifying so far, speculating Wask, but it's a personal best by just 0.003 of a second through sector 1 for him. So I think he's probably got the ability to get up there. We know he can get those laps in. Oh, missed the apex in a big way through 5. Heading uphill again into 6 now. That was better. Tiny bit of correction on the exit. Stamping on the throttle, up and over the crest we go. Then hit the brakes as the car crests. It won't grip in nicely. That's better through there from Hervas. I think he might be building the speed. He is building the speed. He needs nearly 0.3 of a second for pole, but he's well within sights of P2 here to take on Oscar as he runs it down in towards the final corner. Can Hervas maximize this run out? That's a beautiful apex. Good early throttle application from Hervas. Light on fuel, as light as he will be. The checkered flag is flying, but he doesn't make it in the end to the front row. Hervas will qualify in P3. Here comes Roscoe from P4 for Team Green. Sister team to the Zelen race team there. Verti has sliding his way through the final corner. That's not a quick way to go racing. Here comes Roscoe to the line, and he stays fourth. I think everybody else is done and cooked on their laps. Here's Crooked Woody up to 4th, right at the death end. So Team Green in 4th and 5th positions, but it's Oscar who takes the pole, the only driver who gets himself into the 1 minute 20s. And he's taken on Red's sign off there on the back wing. So you've been overtaken by a child on the back of the wing there. So he obviously saw that on Red's car and quite liked the idea. But very nice from him. He's got a rookie sticker on the back wing as well. Nice little touch from Oscar in the 44. But a great pole position in the end from him. Fantastic result. Oscar ahead of Taff, making all British front row, although Taff will object and say that he's Welsh. Hervas in P3 and Crooked Woody in 4th. Roscoe in 5th, Rizbak in 6th. Boogish Bandy in 7th, with Irish Liquid down in 8th position at the moment. Rhino ahead of Jazzy Beats. Verti ahead of Rodrigo Fonseca, and Jody for Team Yellow, bringing up the rear at the moment. But of course, that is just qualifying. Race is still to come. Looks like I've just managed to join the race. No, don't do that. Exit, Webber, quick. No one wants to see you racing. Cancel entry. There we go. That was close. Hit the wrong button. So let's have a look at our standings then, shall we? here we have the current standings. Hervas leads with 2 wins and a no score in round 3. Then equal on points with Oscar, who has yet to win, but 2 second places and a better third race, obviously, than Hervas scored, who was too busy watching some Barcelona race for some crazy reason. And we've got, rather than race with us, we've got Crooked Woody in 4th on 42 points, super close at the top, ahead of Rizbak and Roscoe. Bannon in 7th, Souza in 8th place, Vertigo, Taff, having only done the most recent 2 rounds, just like Candras or Bugushbandi. Then we've got Irish Liquid in 11th, Candras in 12th, Rodrigo Fonseca in 13th, and Jody in 14th positions. In terms of our team standings, we have Green ahead of Azul, ahead of PSV's or the Team Oro Golden colour scheme in P3. Orange in 4th. Is the new P4 is ahead of Team Black. I love that. And we've got Hector in 6th and Team Yellow dragging at the back at the moment. Oscar was dropped from the session, I'm being told. So I will just I'll just let Wask know that we're all good. I'm sure he's watching anyway, as it appeared to be. So we're getting ready then for the race, and hoping to enjoy a fabulous run then around Laguna Seca. 29 laps. It's a relatively short circuit here at Laguna Seca, so we will be certainly hoping that we can get a good one. You want to see me keep up in the 296? Yeah, absolutely. Am I getting nostalgic about the RB Junior? It will have a special place in my heart for sure. The RB Junior. But no, I'm not in a position at the moment where I can commit to a season of racing or even any particular special races at this point. So yeah, unfortunately, it looks like 2026 there won't be a lot of scheduled team or active racing. I've been racing this 296 for a couple of rounds in the TARDIS Cup with Project Racing, and it hasn't been going well. So I'm just there to make up the numbers at this stage. If you do want to race on a Sunday morning, by the way, if you're in Europe, Sunday morning or middle of the night, or a Saturday or a Sunday night if you're in Australia and New Zealand, then let us know, as a few of us are racing. Brum, Red, Nikki and myself. No aliens, please. But yeah, if you want to race on a Sunday morning, the Ferrari 296 in a spec GT3 race, then yeah, get in touch. I've got some open seats at the TARDIS Cup, and you can further embarrass me. So far, I've finished both races 8th of 9. So we've got 1 minute to go then in the race. So I was going to try and get Hector going, but I think it's probably a little bit late. I've been given a 1 minute warning from Wask. So yeah, that's probably on me, but we do need to get going because we don't want to miss the start of the S1 series. So hopefully all is well. We've got about an hour before S1 starts, and hopefully you'll be all tuning in for that one, or racing in it. So yeah, I want Vader to be able to listen to the stream of S1 while driving. I think that would be awesome, and we can try and put him off. Righto, it's time to get racing then here at SVR's Rookie League for the 4th time of asking in our season. We are at, of course, Laguna Seca, if you hadn't guessed it, by the big giant sign on the middle of the screen. Oscar ahead of Taff on the front row with Hervas and Crooked Woody. Hervas read as P. Dios on the line. We got 5 red lights then for 29 laps. It's dropped the clutch. It's go, 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 and Oscar immediately away, very poorly in comparison to Taff, who got the initial bite. He really got that hooked up, neat and tidy down into turn 1. He gets the whole shot down into turn 1, and then it is absolutely anybody's guess as they struggle on through. Bugushbandi in P6 there is our Hungarian ace, and running on the outside in the purple Hector Motorsports, it's Rhino on the dirt and dust and gravel out here, and there is a spearing across the track, Ricardo Fonseca, who's struggling on his way through. Let's have a look from his perspective. What happened here? That was Roscoe, so we need to go all the way up to Crooked Woody. It was Woody It was Woody, unfortunately, who then spears across, hits his own teammate, unfortunately, spearing across the racetrack. No malice or intention behind that, but that's Crooked Woody, our executive producer of today's race, who's down at the back of the grid at this time. On soft tyres, it's Taff ahead of Oscar on the medium tyres. No time to panic for Oscar. I'm sure Tequila Monkey will be informing him over the Azul Racing radio that he does have a tyre difference to the car in front. Hard tyres for Hervas. Hervas on hards out there to start, and is in P3 in a great position here. Probably going to try for a one-stopper. Riz back in fourth, moving forward very nicely in the Hector Motorsports entry. Behind him, we've got Jazzy Beats for Team Orange and Rhino in P6, who's made up places already. We are already through lap 1 of the 29 out here in California at Laguna Seca. Famous racetrack as Verti puts in a massive slide. Looks like that was probably lag, unfortunately. I'm not going to be able to give style points for lag as Boogers Bundy in P8 circulates through turn 2. The yellow team's Ricardo Fonseca has picked up positions nicely here. The yellow team ahead of Irish Liquid, Roscoe and Crooked Woody, who's had to pit to repair the car. German, Ukraine and USA flags on Woody's Express. And I had to tell him that every time I see his name and his profile picture particularly, all I hear is Woody's Roundup over and over again. That's a car off the circuit. It's Jazzy Beats, Correos on the rear wing for Team Orange. Jazzy Beats out on the gravel. Not the first time I'm sure we will see that today. And was he helped into it as he goes to turn in to the corner? Well, yes, he certainly was helped into it, but could he have left a bit more room or been a bit more aware at the apex? Discuss. Difficult to say at this stage, but dropping back to P12 behind Roscoe. So Team Green and Team Orange right at the back of the grid at the moment. But Oscar leads ahead of Taff. We didn't see exactly how that happened. Can we see any move here? No. He'd already got by early on. I would imagine Taff's been off the circuit. And there's a little bit of argy-bargy through the next corner as obviously Hervas will be much slower on his hard tyres. Rizback making his way by then in the, as advertised in the largest possible sticker letters, the Hector stickers on the side there. Rodrigo looking good, says Wask, and go Team Yellow. Definitely need a bit of support to Team Yellow. You can be a title sponsor. Here goes Hervas back down the inside into turn 4. That was a neat little manoeuvre there from Hervas back past Rizback. Compliant, you have to say. Rizback not wanting to lose out total race time at this stage. Needs to stay away from that entry curb on the left there. And it's all getting a bit clumsy heading into the corner. I'm not sure whether Rizback actually made contact with Hervas there. I think he's waiting for Hervas to pass. Shades of Hamilton. Verstappen trying to get to the detection line last. I think, yeah, it was a little bit offline from Rizback. Couldn't get the braking action. Dropped Hervas right in the gravel and then waited for Hervas to retake the position in a sporting way. So no intention behind that from Rizback. And he ends up with a penalty, I think, off the throttle all the way back. So in theory, he probably could have waited for his off-track penalty or his contact penalty to take effect, rather than handing the place immediately back to Hervas. Down the inside goes Boogers Bandy in the Azul Racing entry, puts Verti on the outside, and following through goes Rodrigo Fonseca. I'm never going to get his name right, and I do apologise. I keep calling him by his brother's name, and I don't even know his brother. Down the inside there, that was neat and tidy. And then what a great opportunist move from Fonseca back into P6 then ahead, and just getting a little bit of afters from behind there from Verti. A lot of lag on Verti's car. Looks like Roscoe lighting up the rears into the gravel. Jody avoiding action on the way through as well. Carmo says hot laps, very, very sweet on the way through. There's Jazzy Beats in P10, Irish Liquid in 11th, Rhino at the back now with damage as well, and Crooked Woody, who has changed tyres onto a set of hards. Can he get this car home here to the end of the race? Did he fuel up by enough to just one-stop this on hard tyres? It's probably his only strategy. Look at the gap though. He's nearly 2 entire sectors back from the leader. It's Oscar, 2.1 seconds in the lead. Oscar going for his first win and the championship lead outright of the season so far, here in round 4. Have I got that right? Round 5. I've confused myself even. It is round 5 here. So we are into the second third of our Formula racing season, our single-seaters. Oscar looking very comfortable at Laguna Seca, you have to say. Taff likewise, but he's on the soft tyres and they are fading, and fading fast. The 987 there as he comes through, some 1.8 seconds behind Oscar on the run through. So Taff in P2, 2 tyres out on the grass there. Is that a Welsh Dragon on his tail as well? Certainly some white and red. I think that might be a Welsh flag. Yes, it is. Look at that on his diffuser. You can just see the centre of it, but you can just make out the green and white of the Welsh flag that is shockingly and shamefully not represented on the British Union flag. It's the one of our home nations that is not put on the Union flag in any regard, and it'd be really cool because there's a dragon right there to put on the flag, but sadly it's not there. It's P. Dios or Hervas in P3 on the hard tyres, who did get back ahead of Rysbach and has, thanks to the penalty Rysbach suffered, has dropped back now. The Saltaire Scottish flag on the helmet of Roscoe, another Brit who probably would rather be referred to as a Scot. Oh, that's huge. Huge contact from Roscoe on Jody. Was it Jody? I think it was. Jody getting absolutely mullered there. No, it wasn't. It was Rodrigo Fonseca. Oh, big contact. And Roscoe not waiting for Fonseca to come through. Looks like Jazzy on his way through as well, the Brazilian, making his way by. Jazzy, one of the drivers I raced with last year, in his second year of the inappropriately named rookie division. Oh, wow. I thought there might have been damage on Fonseca's car there, but actually he's okay in terms of noted damage, but he may have some dirty tyres that he's trying to cook back up into a good position. So back for Team Yellow, dropping back again, unfortunately, now in 9th and 10th positions. Irish Liquid for the Team Black Obsidian racers. Jody and Rodrigo both punted in turn 1, back-to-back laps for Team Yellow, says Wask, unfortunately. Rhino in P12. Aren't you going to cheer on Team Green today, Wask? But as host, I'm sure you're not cheering anybody on. Really and truly. This is the hard tyre Crooked Woody, whose mission today is just to keep consistent and try and make this one stop work, get an undercut on the rest of the drivers, and have I think fueled up. No, we're not allowing refueling, I believe, so I think all is well. But we have Oscar leading the race as all the way, says Hot Laps. I was meaning Wask, that Zelen is affiliated with Yellow, Amber and Cargo. Well, okay. That does make 0 sense, but thank you. we need green to be consistent across the divisions. But anyway, Oscar P1, 5.4 seconds ahead then, as Wask admits to the madness. Thank you, appreciate it. Oscar is well ahead right now on those medium tyres, and presumably going to try and two-stop this one. Taff is running out of his soft tyres, and anybody with motion sickness will be running out of patience with Taff's lag. It's Hervas, 11.9 seconds away from the lead. You hardly ever get to say that with a driver like Hervas, but he is on those hard tyres. We've got Rysbach in 4th place, ahead of Bugrus Bundy, or Candice, as you may also know him. The 947 Azul in P1 and P5 right now. Looking very good indeed. We've got Roscoe in 6th position, despite colliding with Crooked Woody's accident in this section of the track on lap 1. We've got the 2 Brazilians, Jazzy and Rodrigo Fonseca. Rodrigo Fonseca. The 2 Brazilians not on the same team. The only ones speaking Portuguese, and they haven't been put in the same team together. So that was extraordinarily cruel from the draft. Jody in 9th position, as just those pit stops have helped Team Yellow to move forward again. Hard tyres for Irish Liquid. Quiet race from him so far. Quite quiet qualifying from Irish as well. Question on damage. Yeah, front wing damage for Boogerish Bandy here. And I haven't seen him run into anybody, but you'd have to assume that's what happened. Roscoe looking quick. Taft's gone into the pit lane, but Roscoe looking like the driver most likely to put in an overtake coming up very, very soon. It's Roscoe in 6th place with the lime wheel covers on the outside there. Would look really good head to head, or side to side, I should say, with the Team Orange slice. But there's a good overtake. That is a witness of the difference in top speed, but it looks like Roscoe's gone a bit too deep into turn 1 in the end, and back goes Boogerish Bandy. Here was the top speed differential. It was a good exit, but ultimately damage on the front wing from Boogerish Bandy, and we'll just watch Roscoe just miss his braking zone slightly, and then around goes the 947 on the tighter line, possibly carrying a bit more drag on the car. There, thanks for the note there, Dummy, catching that damage. We've got Rodrigo Fonseca in P7 ahead of Jody, with Irish in 9th. Make that 10th because Taff flies by, or lags by, on a second set of soft tyres. Taff going soft medium, I imagine, today. It's lap 9 of the 29. Rhino's in 11th, Verti's in 12th, and Crooked Woody. So it seems like it's the gold team's cars that are having the lag problems today. What is that all about? Verti in 12th, Crooked Woody in P13. I wonder if they're in a similar, well, definitely not a similar part of the world or connection to WASC. So USA and Wales for the Team Gold. Here is Crooked Woody already catching Verti. He's now on his hard tyres, and Woody is 1 minute behind the leader, so it is damage limitation for Woody. He's managed so far, Woody, to be in P4 in the Championship 1 podium, round 3. We had a few drivers missing for round 3, but all the same, picked up 11 points, 8, 13 and 10 from the round so far has Woody. It looks like this one might well be the worst of the bunch. 12.4 seconds is Oscar's lead on the medium tyres ahead of Hervas on the hards. Big gap then for Oscar. That is working towards a pit stop in hand, which is going to be key because I think he will need that pit stop in hand, albeit Hervas will have a long run on the hard tyres unless he opts here to just switch out and go hard, soft or something like that. But if you're going to go through the pain of using the hard tyres on heavy fuel, you might as well use the soft tyres and use the one stop and save the pit stop. That's usually the only real reason for using the hards, although I have got some information about S1 later today that we may see the hard tyres in operation. Heidegg, Seca de Catalunya, outside of Barcelona in Spain for the race today. You have to let me know on the weather actually, Vader, watching on. How's the weather looking in a spin today? Here comes Boogerish Bandy with Roscoe back on the attack again, but hasn't been able to retake Boogerish Bandy as he did on the previous lap. Boogerish Bandy with that damage on the front wing, it will mean a slightly longer pit stop. And as I mentioned before, every Scottish trope possible has been found in the sticker box for Roscoe, and he's put it on the car. So he's got a tartan strip on the bottom of the car. He's got Sean Connery as James Bond on the engine cover as well. I'm expecting a haggis and a Tunnocks caramel bar to feature very soon. That's your next mission, Roscoe. Add another Scottish sticker for me. It's all getting a little bit busy and a little bit frantic on the way into the corkscrew here. Roscoe will do well to avoid front wing damage as Jazzy Beats got very close to pinballing him into Boogerish Bandy there. Boogerish with the damage on the front wing. It's Oscar leading Hervas and Rosbach at the moment. This is the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th position out on lap 11 of the 29. firing on all cylinders, but not necessarily all fabulous top speed there. Bugerspandy does appear to have found a way to drive around this damage at the moment. No rain, really cloudy. A cloud in Spain, Vader? Say it ain't so. This is more stressful than being the driver's side laps. Yes, if he has Sean Connery, it should be Roscoe. I've often said that the back wing should be red. If you ain't first, you're last. But of course you are. For Sean Connery there on the rear wing. Jazzy Beats chasing them down, but Roscoe looking very, very impatient as he tries. He's taken this outside-inside run before through turn 6. Doesn't quite make it. Zenith keep losing signal in the mountains. Which mountains are you in? Zenith? You need some sound bites for your channel, do you, Hot Laps? Don't forget to check out BR Hot Laps, who was quicker with his highlights than we were with our race replay for G2 last week. So props to him for spoiling everybody's race results in the end. Roscoe pits into the pit lane then to get off his medium tyres on the same lap as Rizback. Jazzy Beats goes by. He's now got damage on that front wing. I wonder if that was when he made contact with the back of Roscoe into the corkscrew. We've got Taff promoted to P5. He's some 28 seconds away from Oscar. That is what the pit stop has cost him. Plus, I mean, I'm sure there's something else up there because also the additional tyre wear here. Oscar is working through those medium tyres, but it's not too bad at the moment. It's not terminal, but the front right is really getting close to the canvas now for the 44. As we know, number 44 can drive on 3 wheels and finish a race, but whether Oscar is quite up to that or not in an RB Junior remains to be seen. Hopefully we won't have to find that out. Into the pit lane comes Oscar on lap 13 of the 29, probably for a 2-stopper. Here comes Podium or Hervas, who is P2 and a long way back. So almost a pit stop behind Oscar, who is in the pits right now. Podium will go through. Hard tyres, remember, still needs to pit, but he will have one more pit stop to make, as will Oscar. And we'll find out whether Oscar can emerge anywhere near to... No, it won't be anywhere near because he's just coming out of pit lane now. So there's a long way down into there. Bummy saying Oscar's still pulling away on old tyres. That was partly due to the fact that he had the mediums versus the hards here. Podium has to get himself through to get his soft tyres within range at the end of the race on light fuel load. I'm speculating lap 21. If he wants to run the softs, he may give up on the hards and run in for a set of mediums and just one stop this one to be safe. The gap then is now 9.5 seconds for Oscar. That's his mission, very clear. And he's switched onto the hard tyres, so medium and hards, and that will put him in a good position. I was expecting a 2-stopper from Oscar, but he's gone to the hard tyres with just over half race distance still left to run. Oscar climbing up the hill, over the top of the crest, the top of the mountain. Down then we go through the corkscrew, famous corkscrew, and we don't have a nice static cam. This is the camera I want to just stay and watch down as everybody comes through. Oscar in good shape, says Wask. Taff with his lag, difficult to watch, but in P3, 13.7 seconds off the lead of the race, but will need to make another pit stop pretty soon by the look of those soft tyres. Here is Rizback on his brand new mediums. We saw him stop with Roscoe on that previous lap. He's 24 seconds away from the lead. Do you know what? He could still be within a shout here of Podium, Rizback. And possibly battling with Hervas at the end of the race. They're on different strategies, but it may be that Rizback can bring this home. Here is Roscoe and his Team Green livery with every different sticker he could find on the way in to turn 1 for his 15th lap. Irish Liquid moving himself forward slowly but surely. I think he still hasn't changed tyres in the 666 here and underneath the Cooper tyres barrier. Cooper Tyres overpass there, pedestrian bridge, and Irish Liquid will not thank me for catching that moment on screen, but he held it well in the Team Black livery, sister car to our championship leader at the moment, Hervas. But right now it looks like Hervas may lose that championship lead to Oscar if Oscar can take home his first win of the championship. It's Bugris Bandy in 7th, it's Jazzy Beats in 8th. Big gap back to Rodrigo Fonseca. He is in P9 with Verti in 10th. Crooked Woody in 11th place now. Remember, he changed very early after spearing across the racetrack, picking up huge damage onto the hard tyres, which hopefully, as far as he's concerned, will make the end of the race. But he's 56 seconds away from the lead now. It was a minute, so it's not all is not lost. Rhino in P12 will try and pass Woody as quickly as possible, I'm sure, on a different set of tyres. Jody's just pitted and is on his out lap and covering our camera in dirt and dust. But here we have the gap then for Hervas coming through past the camera angle and then passing the similar corner some 9.4 seconds further back, Oscar. And that, as I mentioned before, is his mission clear and obvious. He'll be being kept abreast of his race position here from either Hector or probably Tequila Monkey, who's talking him in through. So 9.8 seconds. Oscar saving tyres, says Vader, but not anymore. So yes, he's suddenly picked up the pace again. But yeah, he's got to try and get this car through. I think he's probably going to want to take soft tyres. So he's got to protect that front left. Vader, what does he need to do here to protect the front left at Laguna Seca? And please don't say stop turning to the right. Sorry, protect the front right. Please don't tell him to just stop turning left. Please, I want actual, real advice from one of the masters of the dark arts of tyre saving. Oscar, 9.2 seconds now. Little wriggle on the way out of the corner. The good news for Oscar is the car will stay pretty stable through the remainder of the race. Got Taff in P3, Rizback in P4, and Roscoe right with him as well. So it should be a good battle here. This is soft-tyred Roscoe, but they're failing on him. I'm going to see some amazing tyre saving in Barcelona, says Vader. Good. Okay, that's what we want to see. Let's use our battery boost and save tyres. That will be a thrilling race. Thanks, Vader. If you could just start at the back, that'd be awesome. At least give us 2 laps of action. A threat for the lead, as you have done in our sprint races before as well. Yellow flag ahead of Rizback. Is that Taff who's been off, or Oscar? I'll just keep an eye on this. I think it might be Taff, who may have just been off in the corkscrew. It could just be a phantom yellow flag here. No, it wasn't for him. It was for the car in front on the track, but that was none of our podium sitters. So it was a lapped car, I think. Taff heads in towards pit road now, and we still have Rizback and Roscoe quite close together, but Roscoe's tyres are dropping fast. Vader, most important thing I need to know is which movie or movies are you watching tomorrow, May 4th? I would imagine you'll favour Empire Strikes Back. But yeah, let me know what you're planning to how you're planning to celebrate, and happy May 4th to everybody who celebrates. I might try and get one of the movies in, but I do have a few other things planned tomorrow, and I can't believe that the Mandalorian movie is out in a couple of weeks' time instead of in time for May 4th either, at least in the UK. Hervas leads Oscar by 8.1 seconds now, with a pit stop to make, with Oscar unlikely to make another pit stop unless he finds himself either in a freebie land, or if he finds himself in a situation where he can't keep Hervas chasing him down at bay. We will see as we head in towards the final portion of the race now, in towards the final third very soon. In goes Roscoe to get off those soft tyres. He'll be very relieved about that. I'm saying this is the way. This is definitely the way. We're looking forward to watching that movie, but yeah, not on May 4th, sadly. Oscar, 7.9 seconds away from the lead now. Still waiting on that first pit stop from Hervas. How are the hard tyres holding up? Well enough for a couple more laps, and I think that's all he needs to get into the final 9 there. Episode 5, 3, and I'll finally stop watching the Maul series. So it is Empire Strikes Back, and why can't I remember the name of episode 3? That's shocking. But yeah, good plan. Okay. Yeah, I can't quite decide. I will probably save episode 4 for when I finish watching Andor, and when that's done, because I'm told it moves in very nicely from the end of Andor. You go Rogue One, Andor 1, 2, and then into A New Hope. Anyway, that's enough about that. We're here to watch racing cars go fast today. It's Riz back in P3, but I know there's a lot of Star Wars love out in our community, so it's good to chew the fat from time to time, or chewy the fat. It's Bugris Bandy in 4th, Jazzy Beats in 5th. Hot Laps going 5, 4, and 3. That's a very controversial order. What are you up to? What are you up to? At least do it in the right order. Oh, that's Taff chasing down Jazzy, who I think made a mistake at that moment on the way into, I think that's turn 9, 10. What happened here? No, it wasn't the penultimate corner. The right-hander had just missed the apex completely, and then gets collected from Taff on the way through, but not a lot Taff could do about that one. Running through. So there goes Jazzy Beats again into the barrier. That's double damage for the number 32, unfortunately. No, the question wasn't your favourite 3. It was which movie or movies are you watching tomorrow? That was the question. But those, I see what you mean. Episode 3 was very, very good, for sure. It is Jazzy then off the circuit. Damage front and rear on new hard tyres. It might well serve him to head into towards the pit lane and get off these tyres, get onto some softs, fix the damage. And speaking of, well, Hervas has gone through to start lap 21. That is your top 3. That's cool, Hot Laps. All right, I like it. It's Oscar in P2. His gap to Hervas in front, now that he's got those hard tyres into a really good temperature. He's 5.4 seconds away from Hervas. Hervas going on to softs eventually. Huge hard stint. Yeah, looks like a one-stopper for sure, and I think he's waiting to get into the soft tyres. He will be lightning fast, Hervas, once he gets those soft tyres on. Seca in the pits as well, off his soft tyres. I'm expecting to see Jazzy in the pits. He's off his hard tyres as well. It needs to fix the damage on the car. It's not been good out there, unfortunately for him. Riz back in no man's land, matching gaps, 14 plus seconds in front and behind, 19.5 to the outright lead. But Rizback could well hold on to P2 here if Hervas pits. It's a 19-second gap. That is on the bubble for a tyre change for Hervas, who now pits the end of lap 21. Oscar should easily get by here. Medium to hard tyres for Oscar. Don't think the softs will last 8, says Wask. I think, yeah, that was what I was tracking, Vader. Lap 9 was the first lap, and of course the car will be in a better position, will be lighter on fuel, and the track slightly more rubbered in. I think we are getting towards evening though, so the temperatures may be dropping, but the track will be more optimal. Rizback has passed Hervas here, who has elected for the soft tyres. So just needs to be really careful on his outlap, not to overcook and get too greedy with what the soft tyres can do. But that's Hervas down into P3, losing 18 seconds to Oscar. But of course, first target will be passing Rysbach before the end of the race. Rysbach on medium tyres that he's actually having to manage quite carefully here on these final few laps. But the speed at which Hervas can get by Rysbach will be important for his championship. Can he hold on to the lead of the championship through here? And he's not treating those tyres very carefully out onto the gravel there. Needs 2 seconds a lap here in profit to Oscar. We'll monitor the gap as far as we're able to. Oscar in P1, and he's got to navigate a couple cars here while Hervas' tyres are at their absolute best. So we are agreeing on the doability of the challenge ahead of Hervas. I'm not sure. I think Oscar's probably got this, but Rysbach ducks out of that podium position. He heads into the pit lane. He's not going to get those tyres home, he says. He out of this contention. So it's definitely head-to-head between Hervas. That's good news, of course, for Hervas and for Team Black, who are affiliated with Mega, captained by Vader, or at least led by Vader on track, at very least anyway. Oscar, 16.9 seconds. Come on, guys, seriously, 6.5 laps to go, and you think he's going to catch 16 seconds? Oh, he's going to need to find a shortcut, I think, at this point. Here is Hervas, working the wheel. We'll find out how his lap compares with Oscar, who has his hands full now of another Team Orange car he's got to get by. That was so hairy for Oscar. That almost lost him the lead. And Oscar is getting the hurry up, I think, from on the team radio. But look how far back this was for him. He's unlapped by, I thought. Okay, so I'm not going to say too much here because I had a problem with Jazzy Beats and lapping him last year, as you'll probably remember, in the ill-fated Tokyo race. But this is not, in my view, correct behaviour to run into the leader of the race in the last few laps here. Jazzy Beats is on brand new softs, so naturally should be quicker, should be having more grip, but the onus is on him to make a fully clean overtake. And running into the leader on through the corkscrew is definitely raising an eyebrow here. The gap down to just under 13 seconds with 5.5 laps left to go. Zenith gritting his teeth, biting his fingernails, and Dummy saying, well, that certainly helped. It did certainly help indeed, as that's a paid act, says Vader. There you go. Okay, that 25 isn't going to help him, says Wask. So Oscar, I think that's referring to the race number, is it, of Jazzy. He's in the 32. I'm not quite sure what you meant by the 25, but he's hounding Oscar here and making more contact with the back of Oscar. Now, by all means, make the overtake. Oscar, I think, is in a position where he's probably better suited to let him go by. A previous lap time, thank you for that. That makes sense, okay. So, Jazzy Beats hounding Oscar here. Oscar with a 23.9. Hervas a 21.3. Yeah, that's a big difference. But of course, those softs will burn bright and then burn quickly. So, yeah, outlaps compared at the moment. 1 minute 25. Yeah, Hot Lap's saying Jazzy's in no man's land. Someone tell him to back off. It didn't work in Tokyo last year. So, yeah, and I don't even recall what went down in terms of punishment for that one, but yeah, interfering in a race battle while being a lap down is tough. Wask will remember that one pretty well. That was the rise of Wask, that race. No. We're talking about Hervas's outlap there. He put in a 25.4 on his outlap. You can see 44.8 on his in-lap. So lap 21.22, and he's put the fastest lap of the race in, a 21.398 on that previous tour, and that is 2+ seconds. Why is he flashing his lights? And Oscar is leading the race. Why? I don't like it. I'm sorry. I know I've got history, but I don't like it. But Oscar looking good at the moment and staying ahead. 24.5 that lap because he's being chewed up and spit out by Jazzy Beats. I don't know if someone has finally got the message through to Jazzy there. I don't think it, well, it doesn't look like it, does it? But of course, Oscar is trying to get home on hard tyres. Jazzy is right on the edge of his grip. He's weaving around impatiently to display his displeasure, but it looks like he is starting to drop back now from Oscar. So now Oscar, with 3 laps to go, has to try and refocus. This is a lot for a young head here to cope with, leading his first potential victory at a track as dangerous as Laguna Seca, and in his debut season with a league. Started only recently, I believe, running VR. I certainly remember Tequila buying the VR system as a gift for his nephew, which is fantastic Uncle Points, which is nothing to do with Uncle Pants in one of our other leagues. Oscar P1, 6.8 seconds now ahead of Pablo Dios, who has put himself, Hervas, in a position where he can challenge. 3 to go then as we come to the end. Vader says Team Black will remember Jazzy's contribution to this. Yeah. Sure. Okay. I don't know. Do Brazilians and Spanish people get along? I always thought that there might have been a bit of a legacy to the Portuguese hangover there, a rivalry between Spain and Portugal over in Brazil. But maybe the Latinos have to stick together. Oscar leading the race then by 6 seconds with basically 2.5 laps left to go. It's still a very big ask. Here is Bugus Bandy and Roscoe fighting over the final step of that podium because Rizback had to duck out of the podium to get onto a new set of tyres. Roscoe to the outside, through into turn 4, outside to inside. Nice. Okay, so the Tordesillas Treaty fixed all problems the Portuguese and Spanish had. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, Vader. I've not heard of that treaty before. Basically split the entire world in 2, right? Okay. But everybody hates Madeira. Is that about right? Who does Spain have beef with anyway? Or are you just too chill to have beef with anybody? Here is Roscoe, and got Taff Wild behind him. The Wild Welshman, I think I'm going to call Taff with this lag. You hate the French. Love it. So the French have got enemies in the British, the Italians, and the Spanish, and I think the Dutch a little bit as well. Of hangover from medieval times. So they don't make a lot of friends, and Roscoe goes round and has damaged the car. So that means Taff, the Wild Welshman, back into potentially a fantastic position then to finish this race out. This was round and fighting over 3rd place, and this is stamping on the throttle. I have to say, props to Vader for giving up practice time to watch this race, by the way. But Roscoe round, unfortunately, I know from bitter experience how hard it is to hang on to these Red Bull Juniors when they go around on you like that. Taff is 1 second away from Bugus Bandy and will catch up with the gap at the front. It is 5.4 seconds. So barring, as we close in on our final lap of the race, I think this is now, yes. So barring an accident for Oscar, this looks like it's going to be okay. I'm sure Roscoe would have had a penalty for knocking Jody off. He might still have a penalty later on. So we will wait with bated breath and keep an eye on svr-racing.com, where you can also, if you own a business and you're watching today, you can get a title sponsorship for some of our open team seats. That would be very well received if you would be so kind. I mentioned that our race is executive produced by Crooked Woody today, but we also have a whole load of ongoing support from many of our drivers who commit financially to the league every month or one-off. And likewise, you can also send any gift over to WebOComs on my channel at WebORed5 if you feel so inclined. So if you one of the rare people in life who actually have some money, you can help us out here at SVR. Here comes Oscar through the final corner. What a fantastic performance from the youngster here. For us all, don't drive into the barrier at the end, Oscar. Flash of the lights to win at Laguna Seca. What a finish for Oscar. Congratulations to him, picking up his first SVR win in only his 5th regular season race. Hervas over the line in P2 might hold on to his lead in the championship. We will wait to see. Bugris Bandy and Taff are fighting in the penultimate corner here on this final lap over P3, but I think Bugris Bandy is going to get into the 3rd position. That is a huge result for him. His best so far was a 4th place, but Bugris Bandy home in P3 ahead of Taff, who finishes out in 4th place, and likewise a season best result for Taff as well. Risbach, the refined Frenchman, crosses the line in P5. Risbach home to complete some good point scores so far this season. Roscoe crosses the line in 6th. We will see if he gets to keep that 6th place. He's got a good gap of 19 seconds to the first of the Team Yellow cars, who is fighting hard. It's Fonseca against Rhino, a drag race to the finish, and it's a super tight one, but in the end P7 goes way of Fonseca. Rhino in 8th, Verti home in 9th position, Irish Liquid already home in 10th, Jazzy in 11th. Again, a little bit of a question mark there. How much more we will see of Jazzy Beats. Crooked Woody in P12 and Jody home. So those two have had a really tough race, Jody and Crooked Woody. Here is victory then. A fabulous, faultless performance from Oscar, sticking to the medium and hard strategy and one stopping, as did Hervas with a heroic long hard stint at the start onto the soft tyres, picking up the fastest lap of the race as well in 2nd position, taking it to a 3.6 second gap at the end of the race. Bugris Bandy home to complete our podium with Taff, Risbach, Roscoe and Fonseca in 7th. Rhino home in 8th position. We have Verti ahead of Irish Liquid, Jazzy Beats, Crooked Woody and Jody, with maybe a couple asterisks, so do keep a good lookout on the website for the race results around Tuesday, Wednesday, and we usually get the confirmed race results in the end from our fabulous race stewards. Thank you so much, everybody. There's your result on the screen. I will get the S1 stream up as soon as I possibly can, so stick around if you can. But from us here at SVR, please hit something positive under the video today if you'd be so kind. Tag us individually or together in the comments after the race if you're watching post-race. But from us here at SVR, from me, Webbo, thank you for watching. We will catch you on the next race day.